часто холмообразен, только для стирки пригоден твой заниженный тазик. Едем строго вперед, лишь будто по трассе колонной. Мы как снаряды, нам по корпусу стучат насекомые. 7 голов как одну пронесет лернейская гидра. Мы поставили на карту все, эта карта бита. Как танк, за карьером огребужены земли, рудники и протока. Как танк, маршрут построен, покурим, куда поедем, и там и дорога.
You were hit? Well then, you should play on a team. And I am Yamato, and this is Blitz. Being an advanced gunner isn't enough for a team to win. You also need to understand the map, especially if there's a ship on it. For a long time, we wanted to do something unusual and interesting in regards to both gameplay and visuals. We felt like introducing something spectacular, unique, and memorable to the map. And finally, we got the opportunity during the development of this new map. We decided to take tank battles into a ship. The map represents a section of seacoast, and anchored there is the legendary battleship Yamato. The map will be named Yamato Harbor. On this map, we were trying to take into account our own requirements as well as the users' desire for an easy-to-understand map where vehicles of any tier and type could play. The map can be divided into a few separate areas: the hillside, the industrial area, the warehouse zone, and the battleship Yamato herself. The ship is more than just a decoration or part of the scenery. It is one of the central elements of the map, where thrilling battles take place. The port area, including the battleship, is a terrific place for both heavy tanks and tank destroyers to battle it out. And the capture circle is located on the deck of the battleship. For fast and agile vehicles, we have provided a large area of coastal ridges and ravines, some parts of which can be used to hide from fire or to outsmart the enemy with cunning maneuvers. The map offers plenty of space to roam and lots of firing positions. For tank destroyers, there are entrenched positions not far from the main routes of heavy and medium tanks. We hope that all areas of the map will play a useful role in battles. This map really differs from other maps, and you'll be able to evaluate it for yourself in Update 3.1. The map has also a unique Easter egg. Good luck finding it! The main job of scouts is to spot enemies. We're introducing a new branch of Soviet light tanks for those who love speed. The MT-25 has an automatic gun, firing 4 bursts with 2 shells in each. It can lay down a lot of fire, but it's a real king at spotting enemies. The OTTB has a splendid power-to-weight ratio, a top speed of 68 km an hour, and one of the best penetrating guns in its tier. And finally, there's the T-54 Lightweight, a great all-purpose soldier and a superstar in random battles. Splendid alpha and a top speed of 69 km an hour. The job of light tanks in our game is not just spotting, but also doing damage, because any vehicle should be able to deal damage. That's the basis of our game. Everyone remembers the recent situation in random battles, when the introduction of the German light tank branch turned out to have a negative effect. Just 2 players or a platoon could easily destroy enemies and send them back to the garage, so of course we realized light tanks needed to be updated and nerfed. We're introducing the Soviet branch in addition to the German one, so that players have a choice. These vehicles are a bit different. They are equal in dynamics and with similar performance, but still differ, much like the medium and heavy tank lines of the USSR and Germany. In the early tiers, light tanks don't reveal all their characteristics, but at higher tiers they deal a lot of damage and are really helpful to their teams, especially while playing in platoons. Of course, the introduction of the Soviet light tank branch right now is not accidental. Supremacy Mode was introduced recently, and it highlights the power of light tanks. But of course, you should keep in mind that light tanks are highly dependent on the whole team. Remember that and cooperate with your team. Hey, my name is Ivan, and I'm a game designer of World of Tanks Blitz. Today I'll tell you about the Supremacy Mode. It's great! Our game is quite mature and everyone knows how to drive and shoot well. Where did the idea of this new mode come from? For 2 years we've been playing encounter battles because they're easy and fun. a kind of tank showdown. Supremacy is more a tactical mode in which you act not like a single fighter, but as a member of the team. The mode includes an additional layer of strategic gameplay, where not only your personal skill with your tank is important, but also your understanding of what's going on and your fast and accurate reaction to it. The situation on the map can be unpredictable. Defending one point creates pressure on other points, so it's always necessary to watch the overall situation and understand what would be better now. To start a fight, or fall back to help your allies capture a free point one more time, for example. That's why everything here depends not only on your ability to shoot and drive a tank, but also on your knowledge of the map, your ability to reposition quickly. Of course, knowing when to attack, but also understanding your enemy's actions. Each of these are different skills. Players' ability to put them all together is what will bring you closer to victory. To my mind, this is exactly what we want in the game. Victory is decided by teamwork. While others are having fun, we deal with really complicated issues. One of them we get asked about regularly is large maps. Actually, from a technical point of view, our capabilities and the game already allow us to create larger maps. But what exactly would be the benefits? First, such maps would only be accessible to those users whose devices are a bit more powerful than average. Thus, we would alienate some of our players. And there would be other problems. Larger maps would force us to rebalance vehicle stats in order to balance the larger number of vehicles. Also, we would have to divide players into two queues to get into battles, which would increase wait times for all of them. We would need to create two sets of content, small and large maps. Accordingly, we want to use our resources as efficiently as possible. We want to spend our resources on major items that are beneficial and available to all players. Lots of users are confused by one issue with the physics of the game. Sometimes you fire and your shell just disappears. For every geometrical object, we use a few expressions. We call them LODs. The first LOD, as a rule, is the most detailed one, and it consists of 1,500 triangles. The last LOD of an object may consist of 500 triangles. What are these for? When we create our huge map, we cannot afford to draw a huge number of objects in maximum detail. That's why, in accordance with the distance, we switch an object over to an object with smaller polygon count. In order to make our game work on all our supported devices, we have to use LODs with fewer details for physics. Therefore, imagine, when you shoot, your shell flies, and its path is calculated using different geometry from what you see at the moment, but with some minimum possible geometry that represents this object. For example, for a stone, at an extreme distance, what you see is a minimal stone. The same effect occurs during the calculation of physics, i.e. when you drive a tank, you pass by the stone. In this case, the minimum model of LOD is used for both the tank and for the stone. So in the case of impact between the tank and the stone, sometimes that impact may appear to happen between the tank and the air. This happens because a simplified LOD has replaced the maximum LOD that you see at the moment. We understand that it is a very important issue for gameplay, so our artists are constantly trying to solve issues that occur because of this phenomenon. That's why you'll see people post about this on the forum, and the developers will, most likely, solve the problem in a future update. Soon, we're going to introduce one very interesting feature: replays. Along with the ability to re-watch your battles, this feature will have one small functionality that is very interesting and important for me. This is an option to choose a replay, select a small part of the replay, and to send it to us with a description of a technical problem that you encountered. Together with this replay, we will receive additional information about ping, FPS, and everything that happened at the moment in this game. This will help us analyze the problem and address it. I hope I haven't bored you. We just wanted you to see the game through our eyes. Thank you. Play in teams and be ready to prove that you are the best. Leave your comments under this video and tell us what you would like to see in the next video. It was a team of Blitz designers and me, Jora. See you on the battlefield. Bye. Cut? Listen, Sasha, should we talk about supremacy in tournaments? No? Okay then.